Hey everyone, how's it going? We'll be having just another Kills of the Week video here, along with a continuation of the Orchard's Bones chapter 8 and 9, and then a chapter 1 through 9 recap at the end.
Chapter 8, The Burning Banner. The world was fire and steel. Kale gasped, but no breath came. His chest was heavier, broader, scarred. He wasn't himself. He was him, Aaron Vey, the last sentinel. The vision did not feel like a dream. It was a memory made flesh. The weight of armor, the sting of ash in his throat, the sound of 10,000 boots stomping in time behind him. The sky was smoke, torn by distant lightning. Black banners rippled above a broken ridge. A voice spoke beside him. "You can't hold the line." Aaron Kale turned. A woman in warplate stood there, helm in the crook of her arm, dark curls matted with blood. Her eyes were hollow with sleeplessness. Her name surfaced unbidden. "Commander Jail," Kale whispered, though it wasn't him speaking. "Vey, this is madness," she said. "The god is already in the marrow." Half the battalions hear his voice. The other half follow it. Aaron clenched his jaw. His hand rested on the hilt of a sword. Not the kind Kale had ever seen. Its blade flickered with shifting runes, alive like oil on water. "We hold," Aaron said. Commander Jail stared at him. "You know what we must do." He nodded, slowly. They walked together to the edge of the ridge, where the battlefield stretched below. And what Kale saw, what Aaron had once seen, froze his blood. The orchard was being born. Not yet silver, not yet still. Just trees, twisted and white, but growing from the corpses of the dead. Bones thrust through the earth like saplings. And at the center, rising like a beacon of rot, stood a figure in golden armor. No helm, no shield, just eyes, burning like suns. Tore and raved. Jail whispered, "He's letting it in." "He already did," Aaron murmured. He offered his body, his blood, and now Velith feeds. Below, Torin raised his hands. The trees moved. They bent like dancers to his will, roots twisting to the corpses, through memory, through time itself. Kale felt the scream that followed before he heard it, a pulse of sound and pain that tore the battlefield in two. Jail fell to her knees. "You have to do it. You swore." Aaron closed his eyes. "I remember," Kale said aloud, his voice both his and not. Aaron raised his sword. The runes blazed brighter. Jail pressed a relic into his hand, a shard of obsidian etched with a name no tongue could pronounce. "This is your final act," she said. "Bind him, cut the orchard, and let the world forget." Aaron nodded once. Then he ran, down the ridge, through fire, through ash, toward the god. Kale felt every step like thunder in his bones. Just as he reached the orchard heart, the memory began to fracture, splinters of time tearing through him. 1,000 voices, 1,000 deaths, a single god laughing from beneath the soil. And then, darkness. Kale awoke with a scream, eyes wide, heart jackhammering. The lorekeeper's hand was still on his brow. Smoke curled from her fingers. Lyra grabbed his shoulder. Kale breathed. He coughed. His throat burned. His skin felt like it had been peeled open and stitched with scars. "The orchard," he whispered. "It wasn't always there. It grew from the war." The lorekeeper nodded, her voice soft and dry. "It is not a prison. It is a scar." Kale looked down at his hands. The memory of the sword, the burning runes, still trembled in his bones. And far away, beneath the hollowlands, something felt him remember.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Chapter 9. Echoes in the Dust. The chamber had gone silent. Not the peaceful silence of sleep or solitude, but the brittle hush that follows a scream. Cale sat slumped at the base of the altar, skin clammy, heartbeat uneven. The ghost of the vision still clung to him. Fire in his lungs, a god in his shadow. Lyra knelt beside him, one hand on her dagger, the other steadying his shoulder. "You're not dying," she said, as if reading his panic. "Just changed." Cale looked up at her. "I felt it. The sword. The last charge. I was there." The lore keeper stood nearby, hands folded, eyes closed. Smoke still curled faintly from her fingertips where she touched his brow. "Not all who glimpse a memory survive," she said quietly. "You did more than survive. You carried it." "I saw the orchard grow," Cale said. "Out of the war. Out of the dead. That means it's not just a prison. It's feeding. On memory," the lore keeper agreed. "On stories, blood, grief. That is Velitha's nature. The more you recall him, the stronger he becomes." Cale stared down at his hands. "Then I've just made him stronger." The lore keeper tilted her head. "You've also made him clearer. And that matters. Clarity is power." Lyra helped him stand. "We need to move. If the second soul fruit bloomed, the Bone Wardens will be stirring like hornets." "They already have," the lore keeper said. "Helson blew the horn of dust 2 nights ago. The bleach ones have been unleashed." Lyra stiffened. "Those freaks? I thought they were all buried after the Howling Moor." "Apparently not deep enough," the lore keeper murmured. Cale looked between them. "Who are they?" Lyra's expression was hard. "Bone Wardens who let the god inside. Too far gone to be human, too stubborn to die. Helson uses them when he's desperate." "Then he knows," Cale said. "He knows Torrenrave is walking again." The lore keeper nodded once. "The second bloom has begun a spiral that can't be undone. You must reach the Blackwell. That's where Vay began the binding, where the final memory lies." Cale blinked. "I don't even know where that is." "You will," the lore keeper said, handing him something wrapped in faded cloth. Inside was a bone-white pendant, carved in the shape of a tree with silk of snow. "What is this?" "A relic," she said. "Vay's." He carried it into the final battle. "It remembers the way." Lyra grabbed her pack and weapons. "We'll head north, cut through the Silent Fund, then east by the Iron Teeth. With luck, we'll stay ahead of the bleach ones." "Luck's not really my thing," Cale muttered, pocketing the pendant. "No," Lyra said, glancing at him. "But legacy is..." The lore keeper watched them reach the edge of the chamber, where a tunnel sloped upward toward the broken world above. "Beware the third bloom," she called after them. "If it comes, it won't whisper. It will sing." Cale paused, glancing back. "Will we see you again?" "Only if you survive," she said, with something almost like a smile. "And remember..." Then she turned, and the shadows closed behind her. Recap so far. Chapters 1 to 3. The Awakening. Cale Rennan, a young farmhand from Barrowmere, chases a goat into the Forbidden Orchard, a grove of silver trees bearing soul fruit grown from the bones of ancient heroes. He eats one out of hunger and curiosity, instantly experiencing a violent vision. A battlefield in the Forgotten War, gods screaming, and himself as Aaron Vay, a legendary warrior. Cale awakens marked and haunted. He flees, pursued by the Bone Wardens, enforcers who guard the orchard secrets. He is saved by Lyravex, a sharp-tongued, exiled Bone Warden. She recognizes what he's done and tells him he's now hunted and part of something much bigger. Together, they flee into the mist-choked wilderness as the Bone Wardens begin their pursuit. Chapters 4 to 5. The Descent. Lyra leads Cale toward Dunmero, an ancient sunken city where forgotten knowledge may help him understand the Sulfur's power. Along the way, Cale wrestles with strange memories that don't feel like his own. In Dunmero, They meet the lore keeper, a masked woman who remembers the truths history tried to bury. She initiates a ritual to unlock Kale's inherited memory. Fragments of Aaron Vay's mind buried in the fruit. Chapter 6, The Second Bloom. Far away, in the western edge of the orchard, a second soul fruit blooms. It is darker, angrier, and breaks the land around it. Its awakening frees Torin, a corrupted war hero and servant of the god Velith, who had been bound beneath the orchard. Torin rises, armor cracked and eyes aflame, beginning his journey to restore his god and fulfill an ancient, terrible promise. Chapter 7, The Bone Wardens React. Warden Helson, leader of the Bone Wardens, realizes the Second Bloom has shattered their protections. He convenes a Bone Warden Council and calls upon the Bleached Ones, a secret, forbidden order of half-mad Bone Wardens corrupted by Velith's whispers. Their mission: find Kale and kill him before the Harbinger, Torin, reaches him. Chapter 8, The Memory of Fire. Inside the Lorekeeper's ritual, Kale fully embodies Aaron Vay, reliving the final battle of the Forgotten War. He sees the birth of the Orchard from the corpses of war. Torin, once a hero, offers himself to Velith. Aaron's mission had been to bind Velith and bury the memory. But Kale's vision threatens the honor of what was supposed to stay forgotten. Chapter 9, The Path Ahead. Kale awakens change. The Lorekeeper confirms a god feeds not just on bodies, but on memory. The more people remember Velith, the stronger he becomes. She gives Kale a bone pendant, once Aaron's, that remembers the way to Black. The site of Vay's final stand, and the only place powerful enough to finish what he started. Kale and Lyra set out toward the Silent Phone and the Iron Teeth, hoping to reach the Black Well before the Bleached Ones, or Torin, find them.
Requesting recon above. Setting waypoint. Not far enough.
Gas is moving.
I'm fine with that.
Heads up, shell break is active. Watch for sky blossoms. Gas is inbound. Enemy soldier incoming.
Stand by.
Send in Semtex.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below what you think of the story so far. And as always, don't let things weigh you down.